Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to another movie review. And reviewing a film, well, now it's a film probably the premise of the film is either if you like this film or you don't, because if you don't, I can completely understand though, but just what the film was about. But I really like this movie. I think it's a funny movie, and I would probably say it's original. I would say, because not often nowadays, they don't try to do nothing original nowadays. It's ever rarely you find something, think it's an original idea or something that's very interesting. And well, this film I think it's both interesting and original. To me, I think it is. It came out in the Sundance, the Cannes Film Festival from 2010, and it's a comedy horror French film. Well, although I think it's called a French film because I believe that the director is French, so that's why it's French horror. Or it's a French film, but it takes place in the American desert, so. But I believe it's the director that's French, so that's why it's saying it's a French film. And that is of rubber. So, by the look of this, the film is about a killer tire. Now, that's the premise of it. It's a film about a killer tire. It comes alive and it has psychic powers. They can just blow stuff up. That's basically it. And now let's say you like or hate or don't like this movie because the premise of the film. That's why. But I think I enjoy the film because I think it's a very to me creative or original, interesting idea. So, and the stuff that it plays off with like the. Well, I'm not calling it parodies because there's stuff like, or like break the fourth wall and all that stuff. But I thought it was something funny and clever as well. Okay, how the film opens up? Okay, it opens up just we find these. It's in somewhere in the desert, and you see these random chairs there. A car just easily just runs them over, and there's this nerdy guy. I think he's called he's an accountant, I guess. He's standing there holding all these binoculars, and the car stops. Then the sheriff pops out of the trunk. Then he's talking to us, like, how the fourth wall. He's talking to us, the audience. And he's saying, the film is like, why is he's asking all these random questions like, why is E.T. brown? No reason. And Chainsaw Massacre, how come no one had to stop and go to the bathroom or wash their hands? Or no reason. Like that, He's basically saying the film that you're about to see is of no reason. Why it's made of no reason. That's basically what he's trying to say. No reason. It's basically what it is. The film is what this film is. No reason. So I like that. It was gonna make it kind of funny, and then you see the audience there. These people that's supposed to be the audience. They're watching the movie. They're watching this tire. It's basically the audience. Like, take us, or people who are sitting in the theater. Put that in the movie. That's the audience. Us, the audience. We're watching the movie. We're watching this tire, a little adventure there. That's why they have the binocular so they can look out there to watch the movie. And even the people, like a couple of, like one guy says, oh, this is boring. And the next guy next to him says, just take it easy. It's just starting. It'll let it pick up and all that. Just like that, That's what I was saying. It's like we're the audience and we're just trying to watch this film go off. So, and then we see this tire lying in the dirt, and then it comes alive. And also like how a lot of the camera angles this director uses for all around about filming this tire. I really like the cinematography of this one. I think it's really wonderfully shot. And how does it get this not a CGI tire. It's a real tire. How they get this move on its own. Like, you don't see no strings pulling the thing or anything. It's like how they get this tire to move on its own. I thought it was really well shot and well done. And especially for a very low budget film, they did it really well made. And I see like I guess in the credits the tire's name was Robert. Maybe though they don't mention the name in the movie though, but in the credits his name is Robert. But like how he comes alive, and you see how this tire, which you can basically he's basically Robert, he's a character of his own. Like how he's trying to what's the word? Establish himself or find himself or what he is basically. Like he's a tire and he's it's like he's trying to walk, well not walk but like roll, but like how he's like but he ends up falling over. It's like a baby who's learning how to walk but keeps on falling over. Like that, he's trying to make himself learn how to roll by himself, but he falls down, gets up and falls down again, like that. And then he, runs over like a plastic bottle, then a scorpion, and then he comes across this beer glass. Like he tries to run over it, but it won't break, and he kind of says like probably he's just doing it over and over, and he says like getting like a little bit angry, and then he develops these psychic powers and blows it up, basically. And then we see cuts back to the audience like, oh look at that, he just popped the bottle. And actually, and then also there's a guy sitting in a wheel, also part of the audience members, a guy in a wheelchair. It's actually Wings Hauser. I've seen him in a few stuff. He was in a film like Watchers 3, Tales from the Hood. He's been in some horror stuff, so I was like, oh yeah, I know that guy. That's Wings Hauser. He's been like not in many big movies though, but in the low horror films like I said, Tales from the Hood or Watchers 3. Etc. Like that. It's like, okay, oh, that's Wings Hauser. Okay, I recognize that. So he's plays as an audience member, as a guy in a wheelchair. He's just looking on. So there's a watching. He's just like, and then well, it's called the Roberts. How does I call it the tire Robert? He's rolling along, and like he pops a tin can, and then. Or like when it's nighttime, he basically just drops over and goes to sleep basically, and then he wakes up and there's this rabbit, and he blows that up practically, very well good of it, practical blowing up, and then he does it to a crow as well, and then when he gets on the main road. There's this car caused by with this girl and it follows her, and also there's this guy truck basically hits the tire, and when he sees that guy again at the gas station, blows the guy's head up, practical bloody effect. So it doesn't shy away from the gore effect as well. Blows that guy's head up, and then follows the girl to this motel, and basically he becomes like a peeping tom. Basically, he sees the girl get undressed and take a shower. And then it comes back to the audience as well, which you get where the guy's like, I was like, look at her, look at her naked body, and it's like, well, that's ain't nothing much look back. And then there's this black woman there saying that it's like, oh well, she not that, but she has a fine rack and all that. And you think that Tyra's gonna get laid? I thought it was just pretty. I thought how the way they're talking about it is pretty funny. I started watching because like we're the audience and we're supposed to be watching this, so. And I thought it was pretty funny, and then like when the tire he's in his he's in his own little room, and the accountant who he's like, he sees this turkey, then he gives it away, but he kills it though, but he gives it to the people because earlier they say, oh, where's the food and all that stuff. So the accountant just comes by and just throws them a turkey. They all like eat on like the freaking zombies eating the whole thing. And then with the tire, it kills this well, there's the cleaning lady, the maid, finds it in the shower and then just tosses it out, but then goes back in there and kills the woman, blows her head up. And this boy who sees the tire go in the back in the room, and he tells like his boss, like, "Oh, I saw a tire. It went in the room," and of course the guy doesn't believe it. and then also we go back to the audience. Because everyone who ate the turkey except for Wings Hauser, the guy in the wheelchair, he didn't eat the turkey. They all start getting stomach aches and cramps, and all eventually they die. We, the audience, die, except for Wings Hauser because he didn't eat it and he's still watching. And then when the tire, after he looks at the girl from before in the pool, then he goes and jumps in the pool. He goes and jumps the pool and sinks the bottom. And then when the police get there, because the police is there with the dead woman, and then our guy, the sheriff, he the audience, because he probably set this all up because like the audience are dead, right? And it's like, okay, everybody, like, tells all the cops, right? That's it, everybody. Show's over. You can go home now. All this is fake. This is not real. And then, he's like, he tells like there was one cop holding a stuffed animal, right? He's like, what do you mean? Because the cops do not know what they're talking about. Doesn't know what he's talking about. It's like, oh, what do you have this stuffed animal there for? Hey, he's like, basically, like it's like he's saying no reason, basically, in his mind. And then he's like, he tells one of the cops to shoot him, and one of them shoots him. Blood squibs. Or I was like, see, I'm totally fine. This ain't real. And then the accountant comes by. It's like, one of the audience is still alive. The guy in the wheelchair. He's still alive. He didn't eat anything. So, and the guy is like, so basically he still has to go on with this. Because he's like, oh, we still have to go keep the film going. So, then he goes and talks to that boss, and the tire blows that guy's head up. Well done effect. And then the sheriff tells his officers that it is a killer tire, and he brings out another tire. He's like, this is our suspect. This is what it is. Looks like. He's like, what kind of brand is it? Probably brandless. Or another cop says, is it black? Yes. And then back with the tire, he passes by this field where these guys are burning tires. Oh, before that, he looks at a reflection of himself, and he has like flashbacks of how his life was being established, and then that kid who saw him, he's like trying to talk to him, then he just goes and rolls away from him. And then he goes by this field where these guys are burning tires, and then he gets like, probably pissed probably, and it's like 3 days later, and there's like all these different spots where all these headless dead bodies are because he blew up a whole bunch of people's heads, and now he's holed up in a house. And well, before that, I skipped another one where there was a cop car behind him, and he blows that cop's head up as well. And I thought it was just, this whole thing is just like, well, I say, if you don't like the film because of the fact it's a killer tire, I understand. Okay, it's probably, I like the film. I don't think it's not a stupid idea. I think it's a clever, interesting idea, and original as well. But my brother knows, he would be straight up saying, oh, this is a flat out stupid movie. A killer tire, that's just so stupid. See, like that. If you don't like them just because of that, I understand though. But I think it's funny, and it's like I said, it's very well shot. The camera angles what the director uses is very well shot. Cinematography I like. I don't know what was the with the. who was the director who also did the cinematography and editing. That's what I'm trying to say. He did a great job with the camera angles and the cinematography. He did a really good job while shooting the movie. So after that, as he's holed up in the house, the sheriff and was the girl that the tire was looking at. She's there because they have a plan to set up like a fake dummy with dynamite, so he gets it to blow himself up, right? And then Wings Hauser, he comes in. He's like, hey, he's like, what are you doing? This doesn't make any sense. And the guy's trying to explain, like, oh, I understand that though, but it's like, why don't you just go on right in and just blast the thing, or use a flamethrower. Just get it move things along faster. And I forgot to mention that the accountant, he ate some of the food because he was supposed to bring it for Wings Hauser, and the guy said that he wasn't hungry, so he stupidly eats it himself and he dies. And then Wings Hauser is telling him all this stuff, so yeah, why don't you use like a flamethrower or something, move things along. So, and then and the tire comes out, he blows the dummy's head up, but the dynamite didn't go off. So then the sheriff gets pissed. He just goes and marches right in the house and shoots the tire. And then he's still pissed. Like, toss the tire to Wings House. Is like, there you go. There you go. The end. Get out, gay. Then it's like, there you go. Happy now. This is the end. And then, but Robert, he's now reincarnated as a tricycle now. Even Wings House like, hey, wait a minute. No, wait. That tire. He's reincarnated as a tricycle. And then the tricycle blows up Wings Hauser. And now he's moving along by himself. And then all of a sudden, as he's running all down the road, all these other tires, they start coming alive. And they start following the tricycle. And then he stops and says, he stops on the road. And they're at Hollywood. And he has this little army of tires with him. Okay, like I said, it's an idea that you can either like or don't like. If you don't like it, I understand that, but I enjoy this movie. I think just what was I trying to say? What was I trying to figure out? Who did the script and all this? Oh, it was the director. It was written and directed by the guy. So I think he did a very clever script and a smart script. I would say, to me, smart script. Because people who don't like the film obviously probably think it's not smart, but still, I think it's a smart script. Original idea, yes, and I like how it plays all like I said, not parodies, but like the fourth wall, like that we the audience we're watching the movie, and like the sheriff like explains like basically life is like no reason. The question is saying is no reason. Basically, what the film is no reason. Or like when you think he makes you think that the movie is over because the audience is dead and he thinks, oh, hey, you can all go home now, it's all over. But once the one guy the guy in the wheelchair was still alive, it's like, oh, man. He's like he has to go on with it. So, and I just really like how this whole film plays out, and just. Blade Disgusting. I go on that site to see any like stuff on the horror stuff on the news. So the site Blade Disgusting calls it funny, gory, and downright insane. I would believe that. It's definitely insane for the premise of the film because it's about a killer tire. It's about as insane as you can get. So yeah, I agree with Blade Disgusting because I go on that site to see anything on the horror, anything on horror stuff related. So yeah, I definitely agree on that. Cinematical, so calling it a film brimming with comic brilliance and manic originality. Yeah, the originality, yes, I would definitely agree with that. It's definitely an original movie. Entertainment Weekly calls it incredibly bizarre, utterly unforgettable. I'm sure people think that a film about a killer tire would definitely be unforgettable. So yeah. The comedy, I think, it is very funny. It's definitely gory, especially the heads blowing up practically. I really like that. For features, is an interview with the director, interview with Steven Spinella, the guy who plays the sheriff. Which actually I see him in 2 movies. The guy who plays the sheriff. He was in Virtuosity with Denzel Washington, and I remember seeing him in Spielberg's Lincoln. He was one of the think he was one of the White House members. I think. Yeah. So yeah, I recognize the guy who plays the sheriff. But there's an interview with the guy, Steven Spinella. That's the guy's name. Interview with Jack Plotnick. That's the guy who plays the accountant. Interview with Roxanne Miskella, mispronounced her name. That was the girl. That's the girl who the tower was looking at. Then rubber teaser, camera tests, a look at rubber, and then a trailer. So, yeah. So the name is the character, the story of Robert. Yeah. So this Robert, he's probably a character of his own, So I like that. But and it's definitely not that long of a movie. 83 minutes. Well paced. Like I said, it's very wonderfully well shot. What the director did a good job with the script, and especially the camera angles, the cinematography, how he's filming about this tire, how they're making this tire go on its own, like you don't see no strings or it's pulling it or whatever, making this tire move on its own. I would probably assume it's not as easy as it looks. How they make it roll on its own, all that stuff. So, but yeah, Rubber. It's a pretty funny movie. I would say original movie. It's like I said, it's, nowadays they only try nothing new and original nowadays, or interesting. Sad to say, especially with this. They read up news that with the dude to do another Ghostbusters movie. Yeah. I mean, I saw the teaser for that one, but I like the teaser, though. But this is that, do we need another Ghostbusters movie after the horrendous 2016 one? Oh, yeah, especially with comedy. This is a lot funnier than the 2016 Ghostbusters movie. It's definitely a lot funnier than that. Something with a very small budget, no CG. Yeah, there's definitely proves something there. This is as much as original as it is, definitely than that film. So yeah, but I'm gonna go on off tangent on that. That's for another time. But Rubber, I definitely give it a thumbs up for me. I think it's funny, clever, interesting, original. But if you don't like the film about a killer tire, because it's about a killer tire, I definitely understand why you don't like it. But I think it's a very funny movie. I recommend you give the benefit of the doubt, watch the film all the way through before you start judging by this. If you look at the cover, yeah, you probably get shot off by it, but give the film a benefit of the doubt. Watch the film how it plays out. You probably maybe have a change of mind though. But if you still don't like the film, that's fine. But I enjoy this film. It's a very funny movie. Rubber, definitely worth a look if you once a look, probably most part. But worth watching again. Yeah, definitely for me. But thanks for watching. Stay tuned on the next movie review. Later.